I don't think my mic's been working this whole time. Uh-oh. Okay, hang on. Hopefully, is it working now? Okay, hang on. Hopefully, is it working now? Hold on. I gotta fix shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. You guys have been hearing double. I'm so sorry. Holy shit. Okay, there we go. You guys can hear me now, I hope. I hope everyone can hear me now. But we are back. If I was a good streamer, I'd have already test this stuff. But you know me. I'm not. I'm not a good streamer, I fear. Thank you, Luis. Thank you. I would have gone on the whole time without seeing. I started seeing like the mic wasn't picking up at all in OBS, and I was, you know, a little confused by that. But here we are. Now you can hear me. Now everyone can hear me. You know. Now we might as well start from the beginning. Welcome to the pre Dynamite live stream with Novi. We got a lot to talk about this week. Obviously, we have Double or Nothing this weekend, so everything tonight should have something to do with that. I hope, because it is a go home show. So we're gonna talk about everything on this card, and we're gonna relate it back to Double or Nothing, because that's what we're here for. But if you are new to the channel, I know we had an influx of viewers from my last video about how to save New Japan. There was a few freaks in the comments, but a lot of you were very kind and very cool. If you are new, then make sure to like this live stream and chat up. We're going to be answering questions all night as usual. So, yeah, we might as well start at the bottom here with Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale's TBS Championship preview. Look, that's a big deal. Honestly, I'm interested to see how they build on last week's angle, because last week I thought it was great. I thought it was fantastic. It really got me heated for that match. I was one of the people who wanted it to main event anyways, but it's really nice to see like them just put some effort in, because it is an important match. It's an important moment, and yeah, that angle was exactly what it needed. Willow came back fiery. She sounded like she was the face of the company, which is kind of the position she should be. And Mercedes has been great ever since turning heel. That's not really turning heel, but acting a little more heelish. I think that's exactly what she needed to do. Promos at the beginning were a little bit weird, as I think everybody already knows. But yeah, once she leans into it a little bit and gets a little aggressive with Willow, it works. And that segment worked really well. So I'm interested, again, to see how they build off that, because I think you have to do something interesting and exciting. I hope it's not just some video package, which, I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind that too much, but I hope it's a little more than that, because I think the angle and the feud need something more than that. So yeah, that should be an exciting part of the show. That's a very interesting part. I think that will determine a lot of things, but we'll see. Next up, we're working from the bottom, of course, as we always do. We have Katsuyori Shibata versus Hook versus Brian Keith in an FTW Championship Eliminator match. The winner will, I think, get a match with Chris Jericho on Double or Nothing. I think we know who that's going to be. I think we can assume it's going to be Hook. And sure, I guess, I'm not really interested in a Hook and Chris Jericho rematch. It's not something that gets me excited. It's not something I want to see either guy doing. Really, Hook should be in Japan. He should be studying the art of Puro. He should be studying the real, as they say. But he's wrapped up in Chris Jericho business. I know we've had some people say they like the learning tree stuff, and I think it's gotten to the point where it's more of an ironic like than anything else, really. But I mean, I've enjoyed it somewhat, but I've enjoyed it just because I kind of have to, because we know Chris Jericho is going to get on Dynamite. We know he's going to get his shit in. And if he's going to get his shit in, at least it's something like that, because, I mean, that's not that bad, but I'd prefer not to see it at all. But yeah, I genuinely think this match should be good, because, you know, they have 3 Hoopers in there. Well, Hook, he's had his moments. That match with Samoa Joe was awesome earlier this year. It's one of my favorite of the year, honestly. But obviously, Shibata is great. Keith is an up-and-comer. Unfortunately, he's going to have to take the pin here, but you know, that's what you got to do. Yeah, I'm not interested in the match at Double or Nothing, but I'm interested to see how this one plays out. So we'll see. What's good, Thomas? Good to see you again. Can we just move away from FTW belt and from Jericho? 100% agree. I'm over it. I'm over the belt. I'm over Chris Jericho. I'm honestly over Hook at this point. I think they've done not the right thing with him. So, yeah, sending Hook to Japan is also a good idea. Yep, just let's put him on a plane to, I don't know, All Japan, Noah. He just needs to learn some. He needs to learn how to work a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie to you. He has like a lot of decent intangibles, but I think he's got to improve, and he's not gonna do it working with Jericho. He's not gonna do it working in AEW where they want to protect him so bad and all this other stuff. I'm done with it all. But the match should be okay on Dynamite, so that's something, I guess. Moving on, Kyle O'Reilly versus Malachi Black. This is a match I'm genuinely interested in. I probably would have been more interested in it about 2 years ago. Not because of one participant, but the other. This is a big moment for Malachi, and I think Malachi needs to step up here. Kyle O'Reilly has been great since coming back. Every match he's been in has been really good. I really enjoyed the match with what's it? The champion. God, hold on. I gotta think. We gotta think about this. Adam Copeland, of course. I really enjoyed that match, and he just had some really good ones. And I think if Malachi is not able to do that, then it's extra telling. I know we've kind of said that Malachi's make or break is this weekend, but I think this one is even more so now that it's been booked, because the one this weekend is going to be this cage match gimmick, and Malachi can kind of skirt around his physical ailments, but here he can't do that. He has to sell. He has to have the one-on-one singles match with hopefully no shenanigans. So yeah, this will be even more telling than the match on Sunday. I'm interested to see how he performs. He has worked harder lately in the trios, but in a one-on-one, I'm not too sure. Obviously, I am just excited to see Kyle O'Reilly, because O'Reilly is really, really good, and I've loved his work since coming back. So yeah, this should be pretty good. Honestly, I'm thinking about it right now. O'Reilly should get a match with Okada. I think that match would really, really, really be good. So I hope that's one that they're looking towards. Let's see. We got Luis. For those who said Malachi need a chance, this is chance. Exactly. There's so many people out there that really like Malachi, and I 100% understand that. I get it. Malachi's cool. He's got the look. He's got the aura. I'm not gonna lie. He has aura. I really like him. I've always enjoyed Malachi for the most part. He just has a certain vibe to him. But if he can't stand the test of time physically, if he can't be in these big moments and look good doing it, then I think you have to just accept it and move forward. Yeah. What's good, Suns and Shadows? As always, hey, no problem being late. What's good? What's good? How's it going? We got Thomas. I'm gonna be honest. I would have preferred a feud between Hook and Sammy, two young guys going at it. Sammy being jealous of Hook could have been the story. Having Sammy bump and bounce around. I wouldn't hate that. It'd be interesting to see how they tell it, because Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho they know each other real well. But I would be interested in the match, because I'm more of a Sammy Guevara. I enjoy his stuff a lot, so I think they could do something good there. But I don't think they will, and honestly, I wouldn't want Sammy near Chris Jericho, so they would have to tell that the right way, but it's too late now, I'm afraid. I know Sammy's been teasing a comeback, and I'm excited for his comeback. I will instantly not be excited anymore if it's against Chris Jericho. I'm sorry, I just won't be. Sons of Shadows. His problem has not been wanting to job to others. I agree. I think it's maybe a part of it. I think that's kind of just assumption, though, so I'm not gonna that's not what I want to criticize him for. I know a lot of people are very willing to do that, just because that's the assumed thing. That's what everyone thinks is is happening. But it's more of his physical stuff than anything else. Thomas, I'm a Malachi Black fan, but starting to feel like it's all he's got. I'm in the same boat. I'm starting to feel like that's all he's got left. But this is a tell. This will be my personal tell. I know some people are going to use Sunday. I know some people are just going to ignore them both. But this is going to be my tell, because O'Reilly is good enough. You should be having a good match with him, especially when you're a guy people want to see big singles matches for. And I meant Sammy versus Hook as a program. Yeah, I would like that too, but I guess if you're excluding Chris Jericho entirely, yeah, then I'd be interested in that. I don't know how they'd mesh together, but like you said, Sammy would bump really well for him. I think he'd do some good stuff there. He'd do a lot of the high-flying stuff that Hook could, counter and just kind of go off of. So that'd be an interesting matchup. I would be down if they booked that. Luis, how Melo would fit in this women's division? I think. Look, if anyone's been a channel, if anyone's been a follower of this channel, but more so my Twitter, they'll know I really like Mello. I think she's a really good worker. I watched her match with Hikaru Shida not long back, and look, man, she is so. She really does have it. I think she would fit in kind of at the upper mid card, and I think if she could get herself over, she would go a little bit higher. But I'm not too sure. She's been training to get back in the ring, so hopefully this year we can see something. Hopefully this year she comes back, because I think she adds a good bit of depth to this division. I hope it just is more than, she gets in, loses to top guys. I hope she kind of competes with them and beats a couple of them from time to time. I think that'd be cool. She needs to play off that judo stuff too, or is it judo, or I'm not too sure. Oh, it's like Brazilian jiu-jitsu or something like that, of course, Brazilian, but she needs to play off that a little bit more too, because when she does that sort of stuff, it's awesome. Thomas, it's to the point with Malachi where even if you move back to the Fed, you wouldn't do anything over there either. I'm not entirely sure you wouldn't do anything, just because I think people can get away with, working a little less hard over there. I'm not saying that there's not good work or anything like that, but I think you can get away with just not going crazy with it. But I don't really know. If his body really is cooked, then what can you really do with him? If you can't take back bumps, then, But I guess they recently signed Tongaloa, so who knows? She has surprisingly good sons. And hold on, Blackpool Combat Club? Hold on, that wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't mind that at all. Not too sure how long the Blackpool Combat Club is going to be around. Looking at Claudio Castagnoli over there, but that would be really cool. I'd be 100% down for that. I think that'd be fucking awesome. She should. Well, I don't know. She might want to do stuff. She needs to get the fuck away from Sammy. That's what I'll say right now. She needs to get the fuck away from Sammy, because I do not want to see them paired up. She needs to stay on her own fucking feet. She's good enough for it. That's something that pissed me off last year. I hated that shit. Yeah, that's got to change when she comes back. Yeah, I would just like to see the young guys go at it and build character and progress. There's no reason why Sammy and Hook should be in the same position. That's a topic I'm actually thinking about making for a video, is talking about AEW hierarchy, because I think some of these guys should be higher up than others, and they're kind of just portrayed in the same way. And I think that's a good mark right there. I think Sammy should be, Sammy and Hook should maybe be a step higher, but I think even that comes down to how they can get better, and they got to get more time. Especially Hook's got to get more time. I think Sammy's fine, but Hook's got to get more time. I don't know. He could get there, but I just don't know anymore. The BCC has run its course. Time for Mox to fly free again. BCC, look, I'm a big BCC guy. I know I made an entire video about them kind of being a bit of an issue sometimes with the babyface video, but I kind of just enjoy being a group of killers who support each other and come together to fight. But yeah, I think it's just kind of, they've done all they can do, especially because they haven't added any new members, and none of the members really have taken that step, or there's no just, I want a basic storyline between them, like maybe some inter-faction rivalry, stuff like that. Just, I don't know, I need something more substantial with them. I need some more storylines with them to be interested in. If they went away now, I wouldn't even care that much. It is what it is, But yeah, thank you guys for all the messages. We're going forward. We're going to talk about Konosuke Takeshita versus Matt Sydal. This match should be really good. Obviously, Takeshita singles match, always going to make me happy. Always going to brighten my day, my sunshine. My only sunshine. And he's facing a guy in Matt Sydal who can bump really hard for him. Matt has bumped really hard lately. He's been going crazy with it. I'm during the Young Bucks match with Chris Daniels, he was going around the ring, so I can only imagine how he's going to do for Takeshita. Yeah, this should be Takeshita. He's getting a win before the pay-per-view, pretty much. That's all he's going to do, and I'm fine with that. Interesting how they chose Matt Sydal. I think that's probably because of the, connection with the BCC from their time in Arena Mexico. But this should be a fun match. It's a Takeshita singles match. I mean, how mad can I really be at it, Let's see. Takeshita is my guy. That boy needs an international... Yeah, okay, I didn't want to get that wrong. The heart was in the way. That boy needs an international title run in the future. 100% agree. 100% agree. I think he should be maybe even the next guy to do it. Maybe after Ospreay, because they can play off their history with their match at Revolution, and Takeshita can get him one more time, and then when Ospreay eventually wins that belt, they can run it back for the World Championship. I think that would be awesome. I think if I had to put anyone after Ospreay for an international title, I think it'd be Takeshita. I think he's ready. He's just incredible in the ring. He has charisma. He has aura. He needs a belt quick. He needs it quick. I'm really excited for his match with Mox as well this weekend. I think that match could steal the show. Hopefully Mox is kind of just there to work, because sometimes, Mox can be a little, he can slack off a little bit, but hopefully with a guy like Takeshita, who's athletic as fuck, he can, match that kind of pace, at least to a decent extent. One thing I would like AEW in the next 3 years to go more international, have pay-per-view in Mexico, Puerto Rico, Japan, hell, even Brazil. I thought the same thing, especially after WWE announced that they were going to go to Japan this summer. I think that's something we really need to see. One proposal that I always push for is Forbidden Door in Japan. I don't know how well they would draw, but I think if they think they can, then they should do it. And I would be 100% down for one in Mexico. It's clear that Mexico loves AEW. You could see all the signs and all the people cheering for all those guys when they were in CMLL. I think that'd be awesome. I'd be 100% down with that. International pay-per-view would be fire. AEW live from Mexico. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Just put them in Arena Mexico and call it a day. I think that would be awesome. I think that would rule. Yeah, could be one of the best crowds they've ever gotten with that. Yeah, 100% on board with that. But next match is one that I'm not necessarily 100% on board with. It is Timeless, Toni Storm, and Mariah May versus Harley Cameron and Saraya. This is interesting. This is an interesting match. I'm not too sure about Harley Cameron getting a third Dynamite match in a row. She has looked fine in her last two. I'm definitely not saying she's been bad. She hasn't. But she's just been fine. And I guess in a tag it makes it a little bit better. So, that's iffy. But looking back, Toni Storm and Saraya did have a really good match around the time when Toni, I think, was first transitioning to Timeless or something along those lines. They had a really good match. Mariah is obviously amazing. So this could be something. I'm interested in it. I'm not necessarily so sure they should have booked it, but if it's on here, I'm interested to see how it plays out. I don't know how many tag matches Mariah May and Toni have been in, but I'm kind of interested to see if Mariah May looks like the bigger star here, because I think a lot of people have felt that way for a while about her, and I don't think they're very wrong. So I think it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Saraya wrestling again too. We'll see. But yeah, I'm cautiously interested in this match. If that's not a usual term, it's more optimistic, but no, I'm gonna be cautionably interested. Do it from Cabo San Lucas. Hell of a party. Where is Cabo San Lucas? Hold on now. We're gonna look this up. We're gonna my keyboard. It's a city in Mexico, of course. Oh, it's on the fucking beach. Oh wow, that'll rule. I'm assuming they have an arena over there. Well, yeah. Cabo San Arena. Oh yeah, they got an arena over there. Arena Las Cabos. Wait, no, never mind. That's not right. It's a home website. Whatever. Yeah. Any place in Mexico, just send them there. It'd be cool. I know this might be off base, but I think a way for character progression in AEW is for them to build up a genuine mid-card. I said earlier, you were here for it earlier, hierarchy. I think they need to establish it. There has to be main eventers, they have to be rising guys, they have to be mid-carders, and they have to be low card, like on the lower card. I think that would fix a lot of their problems, and it's a video I'm probably going to make here soon. This week I have a video planned that I will not expose in fear of somebody stealing it, but if you want any tips on it, give a little hint on it. AEW roster in 2019. There you go. That's all you're gonna get. But I think the week after that I'm gonna go with that one, and I'm going to make a second video because I'm gonna be moving the week after that. So I'm gonna have to make 2 videos in a week so I can have that one scheduled. So June, or the first week of June, I'll have something up that's a little bit more fun, most likely, than anything else. But yeah, this will be a video you'll see from me soon, because that's something that I genuinely feel as well. From Sons, Mariah is catching on quick with the crowd, largely because of the missing Britt and Jamie. Yeah, I think she's become. I don't even know if it's entirely because of that. It's definitely a part of it, because a lot of the fans of those two people have kind of moved over in a way. But I think she's just really good. Her work in the ring is awesome, and I think she really does establish a connection with the audience in ways that I don't think many other people do. I said it in my Chronically Online video that she kind of uses sexuality and just her quirkiness in a way that kind of gets people on board with her work, and I think that's manifesting into their crowds. So, yeah, she's someone to watch. I think she's going to be a big time future star. She's up there. She'll be champion one day. I miss Britt and Jamie for sure. I'm to the point where I miss Britt as well. I wasn't sure if I was ever gonna be, but I'm to that point as well. And Jamie, oh, I miss Jamie every day. Yeah, guys like Takeshita, Strong, Roosh, Mark Briscoe, Jay White, Sammy, Hook, O'Reilly. Those are your mid to upper mid card guys. That's a solid group right there. No problems. Yeah, I'd be down if that's the group. I'd just like some more people to actually have a storyline. Like they're rising out of the mid card, they're taking a step. Because right now it just feels like, Takeshita's having a match with Moxley, but what does it mean for him? He's not taking a step to the upper card. He's not taking a step to the main event. He's just kind of going to slot back in where he was, which is on the same level as everyone else. And you have a guy like Takeshita, he shouldn't be in that spot. That's just one example. There's plenty of people that have that same problem, and it's something that they desperately need to address here pretty soon. Let's see. No, yeah, I just mean she's filling a void, and she's adapted very well in a short period of time. 100% agree. She's filling that void of kind of like the person people root for in the women's division, because of them. And it'll be interesting to see how it plays out when they get back, but I think she's establishing herself now, and yeah, she's adapted really, really well, especially post-stardom. She instantly felt like she belonged. Also bring Ricky Starks back. Down for that. No problem with bringing Ricky Starks back, although I'm not too sure he wants to stay very long. Hashtag be a hater, always. I would like to see Saree and Forbidden Door versus Mercedes. I would maybe commit crimes to see that match. I think that match would be fucking awesome. I love Saree. You guys know this. I'm a huge fan. She's maybe the best women's wrestler in the world. Maybe the best wrestler in the world entirely. Yeah, I still haven't gotten her match, unfortunately, on Marigold, because I'm a busy bee sometimes, but yeah, she's fucking incredible. Completely agree with you on making that step, for sure. Takeshita is going to be a big 2 years tops, my prediction on him, world champ. Yeah, I think that's something that I felt when he first got signed, and it's something I still stand by. If he's not world champion within the first maybe 2.5 years, I think that's a mistake. He has everything going for him. He has everything you'd want in a world champion. He should be the first, Japanese world champion. I think that would be a big deal for him. He has everything, and if they waste more time with him, if they waste his time in America, I just feel like that's, you're missing the mark. You're doing him a disservice. You're doing us as fans a disservice, because he should be at the level of a Swerve. He should be at the level of a Bryan Danielson, a Will Ospreay. He should be on that level. He should have taken a step to that level, like me and Thomas were talking about before. Me and Thomas, me and all of you inspired by Thomas after that Ospreay match, and he didn't, and they need to correct that fast. Bingo. Hey, they gave him a clean win over Kenny Omega. Not just one, they gave him two. They gave him 2 clean wins over Kenny Omega, and it didn't make him a star because they just didn't capitalize on it at all. I think he disappeared after the fact, and that's one of the moments where I feel like they fucked up the worst, was that. Yeah, he has to be something. You have wins over those guys. He has to be something. I think he needs to take that win, like I said earlier, over Ospreay International belt, hold that for a while, challenge for a world title, solidify him at the spot. That's where he's at. Yeah, agreed. It makes me sad, honestly, because Takeshita is such a good wrestler, and they would benefit so much from having him have matches with the top of the card and main eventers and stuff, and they just squander it for no reason. It's just some shooting yourself in the foot too, and it's like shooting yourself in the foot, but not just with a regular bullet, like a 50 cal or some shit like that. If that's even a bullet, I think it is. Yeah, yeah, it's worse than that. So hopefully they take that step within the next, I'd say, year, because he deserves it, man. He's really, really good. But next up, in fear of taking a while, we have the Bang Bang Gang will be at Dynamite. I'm assuming this is just to call out the Death Triangle for either probably the pre-show of Double or Nothing, and sure, that match should be pretty good. I'm a decent fan of the Guns, so I've not just decent. I'm a big fan of the Guns, so yeah, that should be what this is. John Moxley will be in the building. This kind of relates to Takeshita. He's probably going to go beat his ass after the match, which make it a heated brawl, but not like the heated brawls with Swerve. Make it different, but yeah, make it a brawl. He's definitely going to beat some ass. Takeshita versus MJF, all in 2025. Good God, they had a great match before too, and not a great thing MJF did with the whole nickname for Takeshita, but great match. So I would love to see it again. Yeah, Takeshita top of the card, a match with Swerve down the line, then maybe a program with Okada. That's not a bad path for him either. It's got to be up there, I think Daniel Garcia is going to be the face of Collision. He should be the face of Collision. He is that good. He's in the same boat as Takeshita, where I feel like if they don't make him a big star in the next year, or at least on that level, like maybe a step below it, they're doing it a service. He's incredible. He really is one of the best of the new generation. He's with Takeshita. They should be the leaders of this company in time, and yeah, I think that would be a great step for him, making him the face of Collision, because I feel like his heat and just his skill kind of makes that worth it. Shout out Garcia. I got that Garcia follow the other day. Made me very happy. Made me very, very happy. Okada versus Takeshita. Ooh, we're heated for that. I'm sorry, I do not want Garcia as the face of TNT. Oh no, Garcia hate. I can't. We can't stick on Garcia hate. I can't accept this. I can't accept this. They need to light him up like an Xmas. Yeah, he needs to be one of those guys who just they just present him like the star that he is, because he's got that connection. He's got that connection. Very few people have it. He has it. It might just be my fandom, but the face of Collision should be Ricky. I don't think that's a crazy take. I think, if you're a bigger fan of Ricky than Garcia, that's fine. That's not a crazy take at all. But, yeah, I don't know. I just don't think Ricky's going to stick around long enough to be it. He probably should have been, on or around that level after, what he did with Punk, and especially what he did with Bryan. I thought that match was amazing. Yeah, he should have been in that spot, and I think it's kind of just, it's been too long now. It's unfortunate for him as well. The Garcia dance, ridiculous shit, but yeah, that was the funniest shit ever. He got like this goofy ass dance, which, I mean, it is goofy to like a good degree, so it's not that surprising, but it is it's a goofy dance. People do it in the crowd. I did it in the crowd. Whenever I watched Garcia, I did it in the crowd. So yeah, it's a big deal. That connection is a big deal. I feel Ricky's the heel that we should love to hate, and Garcia's the babyface. That's a good role for both of them. I think they're both. It would fit that way. Fit them really well. I think Ricky was that for a while, and Garcia is a babyface right now, but Ricky should move back into that role like he was during the Team Taz days. I think that fit him really well. But moving on, we have Orange Cassidy and Will Ospreay versus Trent Beretta and Roderick Strong. Look, there's a bunch of hoopers in this four-way. It should rock. This should be really good. I'm interested to see how Trent and Roddy work together. I think, maybe there's some Undisputed Kingdom stuff there, but I hope not, but maybe. And obviously Orange and Will, after their match at Forbidden Door, I think the other year, hey, that match was really, really good. I think it'll be a fun team. I'm assuming that Roddy is going to make both of these guys sell for that little bit longer. I know there's people out there that say they don't sell at all, and I don't agree with that. I'm not one of those guys, but hey, Roddy's going to keep him down for a little longer because that bag is going to hurt. I'm just telling you. Garcia got this Latino heat. Not he's Eddie, but he's likable. Yeah, he's a likable, fun guy. He's a funny dude on Twitter. You follow him. He's a funny ass guy. He knows what the memes are. He taps into his audience a lot. It's good stuff. Yeah, I do that lame ass Nana Dance and Swerve came out in Phoenix before Evolution was retired. I'm guilty of being a dancer with no dancing talent. Hey, I have no dancing talent either a lot of the time, but these hips were moving at Revolution. I'm not going to lie to you. These hips were moving. And if I saw Swerve, I would be doing the Swerve dance. I do it in my damn chair when I'm just here by myself, which is probably the worst time to do it, because if anyone were to see that, it'd be over. But yeah, I'm a white guy. I got some rhythm. I got some rhythm. These hips be moving, but hey, not saying that I can do a lot of dancing, but I can move my hips. Why not? Roddy versus Will is gonna steal the show. It probably will, and it's gonna be fucking. That's my most anticipated match. I think that match is gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be fucking sick. It's gonna be, whew. Roddy's gonna make Will sell. He's gonna make him sell. He's gonna make all those people that talk shit about Will eat their fucking shit, because it's a really annoying thing that people do with Will Ospreay. But I'm juiced about that match. I'm not saying they don't sell. Ospreay better than OC. Not necessarily you, but definitely there's some people out there that's a huge criticism of him for both of them. Yeah, OC he's a little bit more guilty of it. He has his moments though, especially when he was like long-term selling those injuries. He does it a good bit, but recently, I think maybe it's just a formula, but hey, we need some switch up, and this is a decent switch up for him. So yeah, bunch of hoopers, can't complain. My wife was like, dear God. See, you know what's funny about that? I made my girlfriend do it. So we were both moving our hips to Revolution, and we got down. We got down. We had our juices up. You know how it is. You got our dukes up. That's you got to do it. You got to next time. You got to get her up, and you got to say, hey, catch a vibe. You know what I mean? You got to do you swerve when you drive? You got to ask her that question. Yeah, Novi, my man, props. Hey, I was like, come on. I taught her before the show too. I taught her how to do it. We were standing in line for the door, and I was like, okay, when Garcia does his dance, we're gonna do it together. She's like, okay, and then Garcia came out, and we did our thing. But yeah, next up we have Bryan Danielson versus Satnam Singh. Obviously, it is not obviously, but sure, both of you know that are here, and a lot of you know. Bryan Danielson, it is his birthday, and he decided that he wanted to wrestle Satnam Singh on his birthday because he's a sick fuck. But I really love this matchup because it's just something different. Danielson has a formula. He doesn't really he has a loose formula, but this is something that will force him to do a completely different layout of match, and I think that's really interesting and really exciting. And even if Satnam isn't really there as a wrestler, I'm not too sure. It's been a while since I've seen him. I think Danielson will be that underdog babyface and will be good enough to make this really good because he's Danielson. It's his birthday. He's got to ball out. So, yeah. Oh, my wife swerves and everything when she drives. Hey, scary stuff over there. Experience maybe. But here we go. Thomas. I feel like all Ospreay has to do is sell a little longer and struggle a little more before kicking into high gear. I think that's just something that will come with time. It's something to criticize him with. I think he kind of uses it pretty well, personally, but I think that's a very valid criticism of Ospreay, and it is something that I think he can do a little bit better. But, yeah, Garcia hips go crazy with his music. Garcia hips go crazy every time. You have to. I'm sorry, he just has the perfect song for it. He is leading the way, as many would say. Guy code, yeah, no, I catch your drift. I know what you're spitting. I know what kind of game you're spitting. But yeah, on this Danielson Satnam match, this should be interesting. I'm excited to see how it plays out. Danielson should make it really good though. Hopefully this is like one of those random ass matches in his catalog that people go back on and they're like, why the fuck did he wrestle a guy named Satnam Singh? And just watch it and it's really good. I have no doubt that it will be. We are 20 minutes from Dynamite, but around 5 minutes from now is when I end the stream. So we're cutting to the main event. We're doing this thing. Swerve Strickland versus Nick Wayne in just a standard match. As many of you might know, Swerve and Nick have a long history. They have been working each other for a long time. Their matches in Defy have been really positively received, and honestly, I'd say even since then, Nick has gotten a lot better. I think with the help of Christian, he's kind of learned how to just make his character stand out in the matches. He's learned how to just personify what he does a little better, how to be a little dickhead a little bit better. And I also think his style just fits really well with what Swerve wants to do. I think we've seen that from a lot of their matches before, and I think it'll be no different here. This should be really good. I do hope Swerve stands tall in the beginning, in the end, because Nick did bust glass over his face, and Swerve's been beaten down a few times now. But I think Swerve should stand tall in the end. I think we should see something, a little face-off, a little chatting with Christian Cage. I think that'd be interesting. But this match should be really good. In history, they've had great matches, so I have no doubt this one will be too. Whilst I don't mind the Bryan match, I really do feel like this match should have been Bryan versus Perry as a setup for the pay-per-view. I don't disagree with that. I don't think that's a bad call either. I don't know if that's a match they might want to save for a little bit bigger of a moment, especially like they could main event at TV with that, and I think they want to do Swerve versus Wayne. I don't know. Bryan probably just wanted to wrestle it, so how mad can you really be? You know, I agree with it, but like Bryan probably went to the back to Tony and was like, "Hey, I want to wrestle this big tall guy. I want to wrestle this big tall guy on my birthday." And Tony was probably like, "Sure, why not?" Oh, he's wrestled the Great Khali. Like, how bad could this be? I don't remember. I tuned out of wrestling for a while. A lot of you know this. I might need to go back and watch the match with the Great Khali if this is good. I'm not gonna lie to you. He has some experience apparently with some tall guys. Learn some new things, but yeah. To be honest, being teamed with Christian was stupid at first, but Christian is the real learning tree. He's gotten over so many times. I actually really liked the team with Christian. I don't know if it was explained in the best way, but it kind of was, because I enjoyed, Nick Wayne. He needs a new father. His father has sadly passed on, and he had to get some help from the father of the year, the best father in the world. But yeah, the pairing just works so well. Christian he makes everything he touches good, or at least like just better than a lot of the stuff on the TV, and that's what he's always been. I've always been a big Christian fan, even when I was a kid. Something about just the Captain charisma and his music is just something that connected with me. I really liked it, and to this day, I'm glad to see him still doing some great work. So, yeah, that pairing was really smart. I think at the time. I think now, as we've seen what's happened because of it, I think it's big for Nick Wayne's development. I think they need to do more of that sort of stuff. I'd love for some young guys to be in more factions with these older guys who can teach them a few things. I think that's really important. I'm down for Wayne versus Swerve. I would have liked a call-out to set up the match, but I'm down for it anyways. I think the call-out, might have been when Nick Wayne smashed his face with glass and had him squirting blood. I think that wasn't too bad of a call-out, I'd say. I kind of would have liked as well if Swerve went backstage and was like, "Hey, you little fucking punk, I'm gonna kill you now." I think that would have been cool too, but hey, I'm not gonna lie. They did a little bit of a call out last week that I'm down with. That was a great angle, by the way. I don't know if I've talked about that, but that was a great angle and an amazing visual. Swerve is just, that blood was crazy blood. It was awesome. I'm not gonna read your comment there. I'm not gonna read your comment. I'm not gonna do that. No, I'm gonna let it sit there. I'm gonna let it pass on. We're gonna instead move to Thomas, who's talking about the Graps. We keep it Graps centric here, okay? Let's keep it normal. Let's keep it normal in my chat. What the hell? What the hell? It's crazy. No. What? No. What? By the way, I'm down for Ospreay to go for the world title, but I do believe he needs to lose to someone for character development, all that, and that guy is Jay White. I'm assuming you meant to say and that guy. I don't know if it's Jay White necessarily, but look, I think his big loss, Ospreay is on a huge rise here, and I think I booked this thing. I booked it, but I did some fantasy booking. I thought he really should have lost to Bryan at the last pay-per-view, Dynasty. He should have really lost. I think that would have been a great place for Will to be like, "Hey, maybe I'm not at the level I need to be," and him having to say, "I'm going to work my way to the top with the international belt." I think it was a bad choice. I think it was the wrong choice. It would have explained him going after the international belt just a little bit more. I think that could have been that moment, but I wouldn't mind in the future for him to kind of just take a big loss and take it to heart. I think that should come maybe after he loses the international title. He maybe should lose a match versus Takeshita, like we said earlier, and then he should maybe lose another match and kind of feel like he's down in the dumps and have to work his way back to the top. I think that'd be really awesome. There's a lot of stories to tell with Will, and I hope they kind of tap into all the ones a lot of people are saying. Ospreay versus Takeshita, Jay White interference that causes a Will loss, which leads to a Jay Ospreay feud. A Jay Ospreay feud would be cool for me. I wouldn't mind that at all. I'm a decent Switchblade fan. I like a lot of his stuff. At his best, I really like him, but he has his moments. It'd be a good way to get him back up after the MJF debacle, which he still hasn't really recovered from. So I would not mind that at all. I think that would be a very interesting feud, and I think their face-off had a good bit of heat in the building. So good bit of heat in the building. So I would be down for that. I know. Don't worry. I know. For Wayne and Christian Cage, Christian. Don't worry. I know. I was fucking around, but yeah. Christian Cage, he had no problem taking over a dead father's mantle. No issues with that. Jay should be playing mid games. Pull on the fact that Jay is the only one who knows Ospreay and AEW can actually beat him. I think interesting story to tell. He could be one of those guys. I think Okada could do one of those too. I wouldn't be necessarily interested in that match again, but I think that would be an interesting string to pull on. Opinions on a Takeshita Okada C2 final. Hold on. Hey, you're talking here. I would have no problems with that. No problems at all. I think that match would be fucking awesome. I hope Takeshita wins the C2 this year. I think that would be a good way to elevate him too. Especially, we talked earlier about how Takeshita needs to be in the main event. That's a way to do it. So I hope he wins the thing. And him beating Okada would be such a big moment. I would be 100% down for that. Jay White is on his way back up the card, guaranteed. I think he's kind of going to... He has to take a little trip. He has to revive the Trios belt after whatever the hell Acclaim did to him. But he'll eventually get back there, I'm sure. I think he's too good of a talent to not get back to that point. Jay taking shots at his wife and his kids, calling him a young boy from nowadays. I think Jay kind of repeatedly calling him a young boy, he's still a young boy. I wouldn't hate that too much. It's interesting to pull on. I really think Jay could be the Orton to Will Cena. Whoa, that's a decent call. I wouldn't mind that at all. The Switchblade instead of the Viper. Yeah, Jay and Will are amazing together. I think we saw that in the, what was that match called? The Gauntlet, I think, or something like that. Yeah, which was a really good match, and that moment was big. I think they could do some good work together. I don't think that's a bad call at all. Actually, I'm thinking about that. It's a really good call. Cena and Orton, or Ospreay and Jay. Hey, no problems with that. Especially given the fact what standing both are with the crowd. I don't think it would be too hard to turn Jay into a dastardly heel, and I think he works better in that role. So hopefully they play on something like that. But yeah, that is Dynamite. That's Dynamite. We are very close to Dynamite. So I gotta get the pre-Dynamite snack. We gotta be locked in for it. But if there's anything else you guys want me to talk about before we head over there, let me know now, because we're on for definitely a few more minutes, because you guys have been great as always. You guys are awesome, all of you guys. The big problem is Tony has all these long-term plans. Punk getting canned ruined the Jay and Ricky plans. They were to pivot a little with Ricky, but not Jay. I think that's one of Tony's biggest weaknesses as a booker. I think he just doesn't know how to pivot. He has these plans, he has these things he wants to do, and when he's not able to do them, or when something gets in his way, I think he struggles to find something that's interesting for both guys, for the guys it affects. He struggles to find something that's worthwhile for them, which is a big problem, and something I really would like to see fixed, because injuries and whatever else happens, you have to be able to kind of work off of it, and he struggles with it, so it's something he needs to get better at. Yeah, just the fact that everyone in AEW is crazy about Ospreay, but Jay knows who he's beat him before and knows how to play him like a fiddle. That's cool. That's cool by me. Jay resenting the fact that he came from New Japan and the fans took to him more than they took to him. I think that would be a very interesting story that I'd be 100% down for. You guys hear that? I think my dog is a little... She's barking a little bit. She's hearing a few things outside. She wants to bark. But yeah, like I said, I think that would be a really cool story to tell, and I'd be interested if they told it. I'd be locked in for that kind of feud, especially, that could be one of Ospreay's world title feuds if he eventually gets there, which he should eventually get there. I think that'd be a great world title feud. That'd be awesome. Also, Scapegoat versus Copeland Perry feels like a young Copeland. He's a controversial figure, hated by a lot of people. That's an interesting take on that too. I think Scapegoat versus Copeland is pretty, locked in as, who should the next TNT champion be. And I'm excited to see how that plays out. I think Copeland should be tapping into, you remind me of myself when I was young kind of thing. I think that'd be interesting. Have a great Dynamite, everyone. I watch on delay. Ooh, you watch on delay? All right, understood, understood. Hey, on that note, actually, that's a great pivot. You gave me a great launching pad to say thank you guys so much for watching. This stream has been actually really, really great. I always have fun talking graps with all you guys in the chat. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, Dynamite looks pretty damn good tonight. It looks exciting. So hopefully it kind of holds up to the quality of the card. So hope you all enjoy. Once again, if you haven't already, leave a like on the stream, and after the fact, maybe leave a comment. See if we can get some of these stream numbers up. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. No, would 100% be down with that. Obviously, wait for the video. Saturday, 10 a.m. As always, we will have a new video out. It's going to be related to AEW's anniversary. So hopefully you guys can get locked in for that. TK needs to hire us. I swear, we've been cooking in these live. Hey, we got some good ideas over here. I think all of us are, we should take up the mantle of the booking team. I think we would do great work in AEW. Surely we would know what we're doing very well. Honestly, he should take some ideas from online, because a lot of people would be cooking, but I don't know. No one cooks better than us. But yeah, to all of my chefs in here, hope you have a great Dynamite. Hope you have a great rest of your night. And yeah, again, subscribe to the channel. Always got to say that. But yeah, much love to you all. Have a great Dynamite once again. Enjoy all the rest of your evenings. And this has been a great time. Peace. Enjoy Dynamite.